Hello students, welcome to Pandey Economics classes. Myself Arvind Kumar Pandey, and today in this video we are going to discuss about the private sector healthcare infrastructure in this video. As you know children, in the previous video we have started the very new chapter. It was infrastructure, and first of all we have discussed about the social infrastructure. We also discussed about the emerging problem related to economic infrastructure. After that we have started discussing about the social infrastructure. As you know that both the infrastructure are very important for the development of an economy, that are social infrastructure and economic infrastructure. In the context of social infrastructure children, we have started discussing about the healthcare sectors, or we can say healthcare facilities in India provided by the government. In the previous video children, we have discussed about the tier system of government sector, that government health care facilities are provided by the to the civilian in three tier: tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. Here in this video we are going to discuss about the contribution of private sector health infrastructure. Actually you already know that after the liberalization, privatization and globalization in 1991, government started given the responsibility of production and other economic activity in the hands of private sector also. So first of all we have already discussed about the healthcare services provided by the government, and here we are going to discuss the contribution of private sector in the healthcare facilities, that is called private sector healthcare infrastructure. So children, this is not the video only, and this is not the only infrastructure. Here in this video we are going to just like a question. Think about that there is a question given in your question paper. Explain the private sector healthcare infrastructure in India. So how will you answer this question? So you assume that this is the question and we are going to write the answer of that question. Actually you can see that I have divided this whole private sector infrastructure in 4 different points: point 1, point 2, point 3 and point 4. And these all the 4 points also have categorized in the very small, or we can say 2 line points, right? Either 2 line or 3 lines. So children, here we will discuss. So let's get started without wasting the time. So children, first of all, and the first and the fourth most point is that the private sector accounts for more than 80% of total healthcare spending in India. It means if a person, for example, Mr. A, if Mr. A is spending 100 rupees in medical, or we can say for treatment for any diseases, right? So out of this 100 rupees, this 80 rupees out of 80 rupees out of 100 rupees is spending on private sector health care services. This is the children contribution of private sector health infrastructure in India. So the point is written in very simple word, that private sector accounts for more than, children, not only 80%, more than 80% accounts of total healthcare spending in India. It means whatever spending is done by the citizens of India on the treatment of any diseases, or we can say total spending done by the civilians of India on the healthcare facilities, out of them more than 80% are spending in the private sector healthcare. It means more than our expenditure, or more than 80% of our expenditure are going to healthcare facilities in place of going to government sector. Next point is children, private sector runs almost 70% of the hospitals in India. So you can say that government also running the hospitals, and in the government hospital we most of the drugs are available free of cost. Doctors and their prescribes or diagnosis is also free of cost. But due to not proper management or due to not the punctuality of the doctors and the staff appointed in the hospital, we avoid to go to the government hospital. In place going to hospital, we go to private hospitals. Reason, management. Second thing is children, the punctuality of the doctor also. If you will go to the government hospital, so you can see what kind of mismanagement in most of the hospital. If you will go, so you will find whether if you find the doctors, so nurses are not present. If nurses are present, doctor is not present, and if both are present, you will not find the medicines also, whether the government is providing most of the life saving drugs free of cost, but still you will not get the medicines there. These doctors also prescribed you the medicines from to purchase outside the medical situated the government hospital or near the government hospital. So this is the condition. So because of that, private sector runs almost 70% of the hospitals in India. Means out of 100%, if 100 hospitals are in India, so out of this 100, 70 hospitals are run by the private sector. This point clear, this point clear. Next point is children, nearly 2/5 of the beds are available with the private hospitals. Let me clear this point also. So here children, we are discussing about the total beds available in the hospital, including private and government hospital. So if including private hospitals plus government hospitals, right, if there are 10 beds, so out of this 10 bed, 2/5 beds are available with the private sector. So 5 2 ja 10 and 2 2 ja 4. So out of 10 beds, these 4 beds are available with private hospitals. This is the condition children. Next point is, you see, nearly 60% of the dispensaries are also run by the private sector. Dispensaries from where we can get the medicines, that is called like medical stores. More than 60% are run by the private sector. Next is children, they provide health care for 80% outpatients and 46% inpatient. Let me tell you the difference between the outpatient and inpatients. So children, outpatients are those patients who visit the doctor or visit the hospital, right, and they are getting treatment of their diseases, but they are not get admitted. For example, if I am ill, I am visit to the doctor, I am visiting to the hospital, doctor prescribed me diagnosis me and given some medicine, but he did not admit me, right? So this is called as outpatient. Inpatients means children, if a patient visit to a doctor or hospital and he start their treatment with the doctor and he admitted in the hospital, or he spent a time within at least 24 hours in the hospital. So simply you say, if a patient is admitted in the hospital for more than 24 hours, so it is called as inpatients. But if a patient is getting the treatment from the doctor or from the hospital, but he is not admitted in the hospital, so it is called as outpatient. So children, this is the difference between outpatients and inpatients, and I hope you must be clear all the points given in the first point. Next children, number 2, let's discuss this point also. So of those seeking treatment, 78% rural and 81% urban patients are availing private non-institutional facilities. Here also children, I have written outpatients. So these are those patients which visit the doctor or which visit the hospital for the care of their diseases, but they do not get admitted in the hospital. So children, for those seeking treatment, for example, I am this patient, I am suffering from sugar and I want to treatment of my sugar, so I visit to the doctor for the treatment. So such type of patients, right? So out of such type of patients, 78% from rural and 81% from urban patients are availing private institutional facilities. Here we are discussing about the outpatients, and I know that till now you must understood what is the meaning of outpatients. So you can say children, here I am talking about outpatient. 78% outpatient from rural and 81% outpatients from urban are availing private non-institutional facilities, right? Next children, 58% rural and 62% urban patients are going to private hospital, right? So out of 100 rural people, 58% are going to private hospital, and out of 100 urban people, 62% are visiting the private hospital. So you have seen that percentage of going to private hospital is more than the patients going to government hospital. Let's move further. The next point, children, private sector in healthcare has gained a dominant presence in all the sub markets, whether medical education, training, medical technology and diagnostic, manufacture and sale of pharmaceuticals, hospital construction and the provision of medical services. You will see that private sector in healthcare is gained dominant presence in all the sector, whether if you talking about the medical education, here I am talking about the medical colleges, training, right? Medical technology means the instrument used by the doctor which make their work easier. Diagnostic machines I am talking about here. Manufacture and sale of pharmaceuticals means you already know, I am talking about the medicines, drugs, right? Hospital constructions and provision of medical services. In all the sectors you will find the private sector are dominating the government sector. Next and the last point is children, here there is some histories given like that. During the post independence period means after independence, I am talking about the after 1947, private sector health facilities have grown substantially means increasingly fastly. Nearly 80% of private healthcare enterprises are working as individual enterprises, hiring just a worker or two. So here children, these points want to say you that nearly 80% private healthcare enterprises are working as an individual enterprises, like a monopoly, hiring just a worker or two. So here children, have you remember in the microeconomics in your previous classes, you have discussed about the types of economy, capitalist economy and socialist economy. So children, here you think about the qualities of a capitalist economy and or capitalist. So children, you know private sector is just like a capitalist. So capitalist work for the profit motive. So because of that, this is a reason, because private hospitals are working for earning the profit. So they will earn the profit when they will reduce the cost, and they will, so because of that they will increase the private. So children, this is the difference. They are not working for the social welfare, they are not working the services, they are working for the profit motive. So because of that they are running the hospital and they are hiring the means they are not employee oriented, they are just like a profit motive. So this was the points related to private sector healthcare infrastructure. And if you find a question in your exam, So you will write all these points. If you like, you can note down or you can take the screenshot of this board. And finally, we reach on the conclusion, children. So we can say private sector has emerged as the dominant source of healthcare services in India. So we can say that private sector is dominating the government sector, and the reason why the private sector healthcare facilities are getting popular because of management and the facilities provided by them. In place of private sector, if you will go to the government hospital, you will see that first of all you will find the government hospital as unhygienic, unclean, and everything you will find that are not in a proper place. In place of visiting government hospital, if you will visit the private hospital, you will find everything at their place in a proper management. So children, this was the private sector health infrastructure. I hope you must have clear all the points. So that's all for this video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. God bless you all. Thank you for watching the video.